Hello everybody, we're here, we are live, and we are ready to go. So today what we're going to do, the plan, as I'm sure people noticed from the thumbnail, the plan is to get to Eve, give Eve a bit of a love tap, smack into it. Also, might as well be hitting Gilly at the same time, and the reason why we're doing all that is because of the impactor strategy, which has me needing to impact 3 different celestial bodies. I thought last week I could get away with hitting Min-Miss. Turned out Min-Miss doesn't count. So we still have 3 more to do. So the plan is hitting Eve, hitting Gilly, and then after that, though that won't be today, probably next stream, we'll be going to Moho. Now at the end of the last stream, I was struggling a little bit with this alarm. I used this alarm to set up an Eve transfer. And I'll be doing it again for Moho in just a moment. But I was struggling because the alarm margin was setting this alarm in the past, and it was bugging me a little bit, and that was easy to fix. All I had to do is set the alarm margin here to 0. It's right here. Once you click on it, you can edit this thing. It was probably staring me right in the face last time. I was just missing it. So why don't we use, though, with this, you can see our Eve windows coming up right away. Why don't we use the transfer window planner, and we'll set up a transfer as well to Moho. So from Kerbin, probably leaving from an 80-kilometer orbit, we are going to do no insertion again. The whole idea there is just to hit. And we're going for Moho, so we're going to get it to plot it. And again, this graph for new people is always so intimidating, but it's really, really simple. The cooler the colors, the cheaper the transfer is going to be, and it highlights always the cheapest one in the range, and as you can see, it's highlighting it right here, and down here it's totally telling us the total delta V is 1,495, which is just marginally less than our budget for going to Eve, and it's less for 2 reasons. One, we actually lucked into a really nice transfer to Moho. Usually Moho's a little more expensive to get to than that. But 2, our transfer to Eve is not at the ideal time because I want to do it right away. Now, if you notice, we get some more cool colors around here. If I wanted to leave earlier for about, 2,180 meters per second, I could do a transfer to Moho right about here, and then I can leave sooner. But there's a reason why I'm keeping this one. I sort of scouted it out ahead of time. Let me just hit the add this KAC alarm to here. Oh, by the way, I also found out if you go into the settings and you can go to here and have alarm clock integration, you can set the margin in terms of hours here for all the time. So I've set it down to 0. So this time is the actual one is going to happen. So I'm going to hit the alarm. Da-na-na-na-na. And here's our Kerbin to Moho window coming up in 207 days. What's nice about this is if we take a look at our departure date, it's year 1, day 267. Okay, that's when we got to leave. And if I look at our Eve arrival date, arriving to Eve right here, year 1, day 230. So it's kind of nice. We're going to be getting to Eve, and then a little over 30 days after that, our window to Moho comes up. So these two are going to work really well together for the stream. So I'm going to do going to Eve and Gilly, going to do the whole thing, get to Eve, get to Gilly, hopefully whack into them. And then very soon after that, our window for Moho will be coming up. So I'm very, very excited about that. So that's what we're going to be doing today, building that, getting to Eve. But before we get to that, what I also was fumbling with at the end of last episode is a jet plane, which ended in a tragic crash with Jebediah. Jebediah's fine, by the way. I resurrected him because I didn't like the way that went. Because I thought I was doing a sim, when in fact I hit launch, and thanks to Coyote, I'm not sure if Coyote's in the stream, he sent me a nice little personalized mod to prevent that from ever happening again. You'll see that fairly soon. But what I was playing with was the Wheesley 3, and I've played with it a little bit more since then. The issue was with this plane was that the stall speed was way too high. It needed to have a speed getting close to 100 meters per second just to stay in the air, which means you got to land at a speed of around 100 meters per second, which is pretty fast, and that's why it was a difficult thing to land. In order to increase the stall speed, what I got to, or lower the stall speed rather, I need to give this thing more lift, which means more wing surface area. So that's what I tried to do, but I'm pretty limited. If I get to here, I'm pretty limited for the wing parts that I have. I don't have really good wing parts. And these are still the only elevons I have. I don't even have good flaps and elevators and elevons and things. So I really didn't like the way this was shaping up, so I decided to simplify down to the Wheesley 1, which only has one Wheesley engine rather than 3. Then it's not as heavy. I can get away with less wings. So I ended up building this guy here, and I tested it a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off doing a very brief mission with this, and then we're going to get into the Eve mission. The only thing, and I still struggle with this, and if there's anybody in the chat, anybody watching this later who wants to comment, I don't know about you, but I find fiddling around, let me get this out here, with, let me get rid of that checklist entirely. The gear, specifically friction control, spring strength, and dampener strength, maybe this one needs to be, I was finding I was hitting the runway and then just wiping out, maybe higher spring strength, I don't know, higher friction. It was getting on my nerves. What did I have this spring strength at? 1.6. I'm adjusting this now. And I always find this a struggle with KSP, is fiddling around with the landing gears. Always seem so sketchy. So I'm going to live with what I got. The landing might not be pristine. And if people have advice on where to set those things to get the landing gear to work a little more predictably, that would be great. But what we're going to do is I'm going to quick save before my landing so that I don't have to put anybody in jeopardy. But anyway, to get to our contracts, it's all 3 of these except for this one. So I have a contract to get to 220 meters per second. That's easy. I got a contract to get to 10 kilometers. This thing should be able to get up to 10 kilometers without an issue. But I also have this Kerbal Academy flight school contract. And what I got to do is put on aboard Jebediah and Valentina. Valentina is now cleared for light duty. We haven't seen her for quite some time. And we got to do a training course. There are a bunch of waypoints we need to fly through. And for that, Valentina is going to get a bunch of experience. So I think this is a nice way to welcome Valentina back to active duty. So we need Jebediah and we need Valentina in this one. And I'm just going to take a look at this. Yeah, we don't. Oh, yeah, I do want this. I'm glad I noticed here. I don't want the... Oh, wait, I do want their parachutes, silly. I don't want their EVA packs. Let's put those parachutes back. Parachutes, please, for both of them. There we go. I also have the surface... actually, why don't we stick Bob in there, too? But we also have the surface EVA... The EVA science kit's what I'm trying to say. Actually, we got another science. Just Mac the G's gonna... Oh, Dan P. He's a little higher up. Dan P's gonna go in there. He's gonna do us a little golf experiment at the same time. Cargo, there we go. And he doesn't need an EVA pack. Alright, so I think this is all set, ready to go. So I'll show you the little mod that got added thanks to Coyote. There it is right there. If I hit the launch button now, it says, "This is not a simulation. Are you sure you want to launch, Mike?" So this should hopefully from here on pause me and really you realize, oh my gosh, if I meant to simulate, I should simulate. So hopefully that will prevent what happened to Jebediah from happening in the future. All right. So here we go, put the brakes on, and we're going to start off with, I like now having a plane that can hold 3 Kerbals. Oh, I just realized, I forgot, they all got to come out this door. Oh, shoot. Probably Jebediah is up there. He is. All right, this is okay. So, oh, okay. Let's give Dan P. All right, I do want to do this EVA experiment. What is it? 1 for the ladder? Yep. Okay. We got to EVA everybody. Oh no, we just have to EVA Jeb. Fortunately, there's only one way in or out. Get Jebediah out of the way, and then we'll go back, and we'll EVA Dan. Oh yes, Dan has to transfer. This is the whole problem. Dan has to transfer up to here. And then we can EVA Dan. There we go. And this is just so Dan can do a very quick little science experiment. Hopefully I'll point him in a way, or point her in a way, that doesn't involve hitting Jeb in the head with a golf ball. Let's see, where is the... Dun, dun, dun. Can't I do that thing here? Perform EVA science. There we go. Oh, good. She's hitting away from Jeb. That's always good. I mean, I like grabbing easy free science. There we go. Nicely done. Okay, 8 science. It's not a lot, but it's worth it. Woo! All right. And we're going to board. And we're going to move Dan back so that Jeb can get back aboard. Transfer crew into the cockpit section. And whoops, that's my rover. It's my little rover collecting seismic data. All right. And board. All right, so let's do this thing. Ladder up. Lights on. Got a lot of lights. I got now these strip lights, so I'm hoping you probably can't really see them now, but if this are in the dark, I would hope it would light the wings up a little bit. It's a bit of a disco ball going on there. Okay, we'll put that onto the radar altimeter. SAS on, throttle up, view to chase, and where's our contracts here? We have contracts to, well, let's do the course first. I think the course will be more fun. I'm going to get the waypoint manager mod ready. I think that's up here. Because this course has you flying through a variety of waypoints. I don't, okay. Oh, training course start. Here we go. So we'll put on that waypoint. Why is the start point 3,000? I don't know. We'll see what happens. If this turns out to be not what I expect, then that's okay. Okay. There we go. And throttle up. So there's a waypoint. Okay, let's get up in the air and then we'll figure this out. Come on, up you go. Oh my gosh, it still takes forever. There it goes. I gotta get better. I noticed Probes Before Crew does not give you the best of plane parts to start with. That's for sure. Okay, I'm just gonna get into the settings here, and I want to know what the heading to target is. That's what I want. And so it's telling me here 267.8. Like, how far away is this heading? If this is too far, I'm going to do it at some other time. Oh, no, it's right there. It was just up. That was the issue. It was up in the... Oh, this... No, I don't know. Whatever. We got to go to this heading. So we're going to do a little bit of a training course. Here we go. And then we'll hit off these other 2 contracts. So this is nice. I like this little training course they have. So, oh, it is far away. Shoot, I thought it was really close. ETA 7 seconds. It's so hard to tell with these waypoints. No, it's right here. There we go. Okay, what do we got here? Here we go. Fly the course and I'll give you a medal. Well, I don't want a medal, but I would sure love the experience. Let's lower our throttle. Our next one is at 79 degrees. Whoa. There it is. We're coming back. Oh, we're also collecting science. I should be pointing that out. We should be anyway. Oh yeah, all kinds of science. The wing experiment is being collected. That's an experiment from Kerbalism. Did I just go right by that waypoint without anything happening? Sure looked like I did. Let's try that again. Oh, don't tell me this thing is borked. Like... Training course first waypoint. Oh, I still got the old one selected. I'm going through the same one. Oh my gosh. Okay, 2. Okay. I still had the original waypoint selected. I have to keep switching them. Okay, 210 or so. Where is our waypoint? Okay, I see it. It's way up. I need to update my waypoint. Tom Hopkins pointed that out. He realized what was going on. Oh, it's way above me. Okay, let's get up there. Oh, that's close enough. Okay, that's the first waypoint. Go for the second. Okay, let's switch to the second waypoint right here. I don't know if this is above, below, or whatever. I got a heading here of around 200 and... Oh, way below me. Okay, let's cut the throttle, get down there. I really should have Valentina in the cockpit for this, really. This is her training. Jebediah's there as a... I don't know, moral support, I guess. Or... advised. Jebediah has done much more flying than Valentina has because of her accident. Okay. Second waypoint. And then we got a final one after that. Okay. Just one more to go. I've marked the third waypoint for you. So, wait. There we go. Third waypoint. 100-degree heading. So, let's turn around this way. And then we'll do with 220 meters per second. And while we're doing this, just to point out, the wing experiment is attached to this. It's a Kerbalism experiment. It's an experiment that only can be done, I think it's biome specific, but only in low atmosphere. Low atmosphere only experiment, so it's very good for a plane like this one. Oh, there we go. Excellent. Just bring her home and she'll be waiting for you. Okay, so that contract is done. Oh, I see parameter. I'm not sure I like that. Oh, there we go. Got to get over 220, which I've done. Okay, so I just need the land to get this one, and now I just need to get over 10 kilometers. So let's just fly upwards. Okay, don't need these waypoints anymore. And we'll also watch this wing experiment. It's got a bit of science to collect, but let's get up to 10 kilometers. This thing should be able to do it. JJ the Fox says, thanks so much for the great tutorials. Gave my game a second life. Good. So one thing... the learning curve at the start of this game is pretty steep, to say the least. Okay. Up to 10 kilometers we need to go here. We can do a little bit. Oh, and this is 10 kilometers by sea level, I would have to assume. Oh, unmet requirements for the wing. I think the wing needs to be at a lower altitude. If I'm not mistaken, I think you need to be below 6 kilometers, so let's just do this first and then we'll head back. Okay, almost at 10 kilometers. There we go, 10 kilometers, just got to land and come to a stop. So let's do that. Got a lot of altitude, so we can turn around like this. Yeah, I like this plane much better than the Juno 2 that I was flying before. Oh, I see a waypoint. That's probably just a waypoint to land, I would assume. Alright, I think I got to get below 6 kilometers for this wing experiment to start. Pretty sure. There we go. Yep, that recalls that. And there's still 9 minutes to collect wing experiment over the water. You can see I've collected over the grasslands, the shores, the water. Just in the way I've been circling around the KSC. What I think I will do is in my own time go around and collect all of this kind of stuff, rather than you guys just watching me fly around in circles. I don't really see that there's much of a point to that. What we'll do right now is just land this, because I want this stream to be about getting to Eve. Nothing else. That should be the main thing. I am going to do a quick save at this point, because I have mentioned that I do not trust the landing gear. We don't care about this. And slow. Let's turn the throttle right off here. Definitely want to slow down. No need to be coming in at super speeds. This thing has a stall speed, I think, around 70 meters per second. So that's around the speed I want to land at. We'll see how it goes. This does have a reverse thrust mode. If I hit R, I toggled it to the RCS group. See how that cowling slips back? And you can use that now to actually thrust to slow yourself down. You have to be a little careful. Let's put the landing gear up. In that you don't have as much control when you're thrusting backwards. Here we go. I'm okay with my approach speed, I think. Straighten out a bit. Level off. See what I mean with the bounciness? That's what I don't like. I don't like that bounciness. But you know what? We survived. So, oh no, that's okay. It failed the contracts because of that. So, all right, that's why I quick saved. That's why I quick saved. Let's try that again. Might have been going a little bit too slow. Oops. There we go. I thought if you could walk away, it would give it to me, but it's not going to give it to me unless I land without being a dork. So what I'm going to do, just because it's way easier, is instead of worrying about hitting the runway, we'll put her on the grass and then we'll just drive it on the runway. That's the coward's way out, but I'm in a cowardly mood. Let's quick save again. Yep. Trying this again. And again, if I can dial in so that those landing gear aren't quite so bouncy and sketchy, I'll get back to not having to quick save, which would be nice. They're always a pain to get right. Okay. So I'm going to go for the grass beside the runway, and then we'll drive onto the runway. We're going to do it the cowardly way. And that way, all I got to do is level off. Okay, watch my altimeter. So, okay. I'm watching that vertical speed. See, like, okay, we're gonna. This is exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about. That's why I didn't land on the runway. That's okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. We'll just drive to the runway. Oh, dear. See, I don't know if it's too much friction or too little friction, or if it has to do with this. I don't know. I'll have to keep experimenting. The harder springs will make it more likely to bounce immediately. So you think too much spring strength, Tom is thinking. Okay, here's the coward's way to do this. There we go. It all counts. All right, now we can just stop. But this should get these contracts to go green. There we go. Whatever works. Okay, yeah, let's recover. We got that done. All right, so a bunch of science. I'll go through and kind of finish off this science when on my own time. Up to 67 science parts. No experience for Jebediah. 2 experience for Valentina because she was the training subject in that little mission. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, and we're done with that. Done with that. Let's go into here. I want to do a quick look to see what other contracts are coming up under giving aircraft purpose. What are the next ones coming up? No, not that one. Because we are going to be away from here. Oh, build a helicopter. Okay, land on the helipad. You know what? I'm going to do that. Oh, there's a break the sound barrier. That's going to be easy enough. We'll get some low-lying fruit, break the sound barrier. Oh, land on the helipad. I'm going to add some that are going to add a little bit of spice now that I'm quick saving. And barnstorm the airfield hangars. Again, that will involve some quick saving. Oh, and why not? We'll jump from an airplane. None of this is going to be today. This is going to be in preparation for the future. But I got to give these guys something to do in between. Well, you know, in between all these interplanetary missions. Okay. Eve Impactor. That's what we're going to build next. All right. So we're going to start off with the Hex probe core as per usual. Let's just close that. I don't care about that. And I'm actually going to be sending out 2 probes. The first one, this one that I'm building here, is actually the probe. Actually, no, I think this one will impact Eve now that I'm thinking about it. But we're going to send up 2 at the same time and then split them off, and one will go to hit Eve and one of them will go to hit Gilly. So this one's the one that's going to split off. It's not going to be the main probe. And I have a budget of only about 150 meters per second for this, so I figured that should be pretty good. As far as science goes, let's configure the probe. We're going to be doing a telemetry report, and I'm also going to do the light experiment. Both of these are pretty quick to do, so hopefully they'll be able to collect them and transmit them off before hitting their target. Also, I think this is the first time I'm going to be around the sun, so I think that's going to be... I think this thing's going to collect a fair amount of science. We're also going to put on... Here, I'm going to put it on the top. A thermometer. Let's get that started. We're going to get these 2 started, and we're also going to do a radiation scan. So that's going to be all the... I'm picking all the ones that are quick to do, and then the ones that take longer, it's more appropriate to put in orbiter, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, let's get in. Oh, why not just go... Oh, wait, I forgot. I got these. I love these fuel tanks. These are now my smallest fuel tanks. I love little adorable fuel tanks. Isn't that great? This is the PRBE-4 liquid fuel tank. I'm assuming this is coming from Restock, but it's really nice to have a teeny tiny little liquid fuel tank. Okay, so that gives me a delta V of 470. That's already more than what I need. But what I think I shall do is actually, I want to give this thing a little bit of length. So I'm going to take this, we're going to edit the tanks, we're going to take everything out. This is just like as a structural piece. So I don't have yet any really light structural pieces. So there's a nice structural piece. And to that, I can attach my newly unlocked DTSM-M1 antennas. And I figure 2 of these should suffice. Well, maybe here. And we're going to end up cleaning this up a little bit. I think that's okay. Let's go take a look here. Delta V is still fine. Again, it doesn't need much. This is to correct its path and hit its target here. Let's get... Actually, let's leave this up here for now until I decide what one. Oh, and I also want... Do I want... No, I'm not going to put a KOS probe core on this one. Okay. Electrical consumption is 0.279. I think that will get covered by just the all too familiar single row of OXATs all the way around. I think that should cover it easy peasy. It certainly does. Now, if I'm in the dark, how long? This thing will run for 5 minutes and 57 seconds. Let's try and increase that a little bit, shall we? Maybe this guy. That will run for 17 minutes now. Maybe another one. That'll run now for about half an hour. Still has 229 meters per second of delta V. I think this is going to be fine. So this will be just a teeny tiny little impactor. There we go. I am... Whoops. Maybe make these antennas look... I'm into just aesthetics now. If I pop them out just a little bit, I think that's a little better looking. So when they retract, they don't glitch into the battery. All right. Why don't I use extendable panels? I don't know. I don't need them yet. That's why I got asked the question by Benjamin. Why don't I do have like these kind of things. Why don't I use them? Because I don't need them. Like to be honest, I've never really looked into the weight of these. These are 175 kilograms. These are 5 kilograms each. So 6 of those is only 30 kilograms. It's lighter. There you go. And it gives me all the electricity I need. So that's all I'm gonna do. Is there a texture? No. Okay. I'm thinking this is my one of my probes right here. Let's retract that. Stick a decoupler under it. The smallest one. Where are you here? That one. There we go. Stick that underneath the ant engine, and then we're gonna stick on another probe body. Bum bum bum. Again, a hex. Color it gold. Same science, exactly the same science. So configure this for telemetry and the light experiment, and also another thermometer. Actually, let's leave those off for now. This is also going to need, I think this time I am going to need to get, let's put on a couple batteries. So this is going to be under very similar circumstances. A couple of batteries. Again, the row of OXATs. And I don't know, there's something I like about just surrounding a probe with solar panels like that, even though it's cheap. And let's get into, let's see, what do I, no, you know what? I think this is going to do the majority of the work to get out We're gonna need to go a little bit bigger. Now I'm thinking about it. This is probably gonna need a fairing. Yeah, this is the thing that's gonna do the work of getting to, delete that. This is gonna do the work of getting to Eve, to the Eve system from low Kerbin orbit. And I budgeted about 1,650 meters per second for this part. So let's stick on a Spark engine. Let's see what we got so far. So, and let's take this out of the staging. There we go. All right, so that is 1,609 meters per second. We're already kind of in the right ballpark. Let's try sticking in some small fuel cans. Like these guys. 1,697. Whoops, I don't want that. Oh, 1,710. Maybe a little more. A little bit more fuel, and that will also give me a little bit of height here. So that's 1,087 meters per second. A nice, healthy 1.51 thrust to weight ratio. I think I like that. Just going to clean off the bottom here a little bit. That. That added a little bit more weight. What if a little bit more? You tell how much I like these little these little guys. 1,000 again, 16. That's more. I think that should be okay. Let's start putting antennas on. I think might need more. Now this will have to operate independently from the one above it, so I'm going to put on not 6, just 2 of these. I'll flip these ones the other way. Other way, that way. Extend. Yeah, I got a feeling I'm going to be adding more fuel to this thing pretty soon. I think what I'm going to do, let's slide these right up. I got a feeling I know what I'm going to do. But one thing at a time. I need the science stuff. This science. Oh, I got the wrong. There, and the, oh, I put 2 of them on. And this one. And 1,614 meters per second. I feel like that's a little on the light side. So what I'm going to do is take that out. Whoops, again, not with that. And I'm going to grab, I now have these little dumplings. Little dumplings. I also have these little hemispheric ones. Ooh, those might be nice. They didn't add too much. No, they did not. Let's try the dumplings. Big fan of little fuel cans. 1,921 meters per second. That is going to be plenty to get the job done. Let's tie those in a little bit. Maybe a little bit downwards. Can even get away probably with taking out a little bit of fuel. Those dumplings hold a lot. Maybe a little more. There we go. Just to be on the safe side. So that, I think we're looking at something here. Something here to get the job done. All right, so we will retract these. All right, let's get into some action groups here. The fairing is going to deploy on action group. Oh, I need lights. Oh my goodness, how could I have forgotten about lights? And the antennas will be on action group 0. So toggle the antennas. Toggle the antennas. Lights. I cannot believe I've almost forgot lights. And then we'll go through the checklist, and then we'll stick a booster on this thing and hopefully fire this thing off to Eve. That is the plan. I think the lights might work better down here. Under here. Those go on. I'm just looking at something that will sort of light this section up a little bit. And then the same thing up here. Just so that if we end up in the dark, this will still, whoop, lights on. This will still be looking okay. I'm just looking at my Delta Vs. They're still okay. Might put a little bit more fuel in here once they're all done. And oh, a KOS chip. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot the KOS chip. KOS computer core. And I've been forgetting to do this lately. Put up the disk space and put on my one boot file that loads in the necessary software. Yeah, 2 probes in 1 is what we got happening here. And then maybe some lights just down here at the bottom. Just to provide some blinkiness. Because we need blinkiness. So these will be like amber lights. Blink on. Okay, and let's see. Colors. I'm a big fan of the sort of dark orange motif. That looks all right. Now, I think, oh, maybe like that. Actually, I think it went well with the, we'll go with that. There we go. I guess we'll do the same thing to the fairing. And even this decoupler, even though you'll barely see it. All right, I think I need a smidge more fuel. Again, the budget for the main body of this was $16.50, so I'm going to add on. That's $16.72, $17.10. Oh, let's fill it right up. $17.48 should be okay. Hope so anyway. Should be good. All right, so this is the Eve 1. Okay. And I don't think I'm forgetting. Let's go through my checklist. Probe checklist. Fine print on the contracts. The contract is simply right here to impact, uncrewed, and smack into any of those. And Eve and Gilly are both on the list. So fine print's taken care of. Control, it has control. KOS I have added. Probe bodies have been configured. Science has been set up. Power generation should be fine. Electrical storage is fine. Antenna strength and antenna speed is fine. Ooh, data storage. Very, very true. I think the data storage is fine. Both of these should have 2 megabytes of data storage on board. Yeah, that should be fine for the experiments. Propulsion is fine. RCS is irrelevant. Parachutes are irrelevant. Thermal protection is irrelevant. Lights have been doing upgrades. I'm pretty sure how many ignitions are on this little spark engine. 17 ignitions. Maybe upgrade this little engine. That might not be a bad idea. It's the one that's going to be doing most of the work. We're already upgrade. Here we go. Engine quality. What did that do to my Delta V? Barely anything. I think it should be okay. Thrust to weight ratio is fine. 1.10 is fine. Fairing deploy. That's a very good point. Test that. Like the clamshell deploy. 4 pieces. A little bit up in the force department. There we go. And staging. Check your staging. Not much there yet. Okay. Let's build this fairing. Should just go straight up. There's not much to it. There we go. And the mass of this guy is pretty close to 2.2 tons. 2.0 tons, we'll call it that. So let's get into my boosters. What booster can lift up 2 tons for me? Well, I got the Reliant R. I don't know what the difference between these two is. This one's 2.5, but this one's the lighter booster. Let's arrange them by cost. We'll go by the cheapest booster. Okay, we'll go with the Swivel RT2 booster. That should be able to lift it easy peasy. Okay, we do not need some of this. Oh, yes we do. No. What if I just put on the bigger decoupler? I might need that one. Is that going to cover it nice? No, it doesn't. Okay, so we do need that fairing back. No, that. Alright, just got to fix this up a bit, the little transition bit. And I need this back. Protective shell, and so that can just go onto there. That can go on the bottom. That we will disable the fairing, and we will just simply not, or disable the staging. We simply just won't stage that. That'll be like a cowling just to kind of clean that zone up. How's that looking? I'm fine with that. Okay, save it. Check our staging here. Those guys go, those guys go, this goes. This should be like that. That should be like that. Yep. Okay. Checking thrust to weight ratios. Like a launch thrust of about, here, we can get rid of this, of about 1.33. It's at 1.34, so we'll bring it down just a little bit. There. And what's this? Could this be? That's at full thrust as it is. So everything else is going to be what it is. All right. I'm thinking this is going to do the trick. I'm thinking this is going to do the trick. Yeah, and I don't think I'm even going to test it. I think I'm just going to launch it. Let's launch. Let's launch and get ourselves to Eve and Gilly. So, not a simulation? Yes, I know that. Let's do it. With no Kerbals aboard, if it fails, it fails. We'll launch another one. How about the atmosphere in Hydrolox asks, what about the atmosphere in Eve? That's a very good point. We could do some atmospheric science in Eve, but the problem is it's got to transmit it back, and I honestly think that the amount of time it's going to take to transmit back, I don't think it'll live long enough to transmit anything worthwhile. Is what I'm trying to say. So I'm ignoring Eve's atmosphere. At some point, we'll send something. We'll put a parachute on it. We'll descend through Eve's atmosphere nicely and slowly. I guess I could have done it with this thing, but the problem is I don't think that will count as an impactor then, and I don't want to mess up the contract. So that's that. Okay, what I want to do now, we do have, let me open up Alarm Clock. We do have a very specific, that gives you all kinds of parameters for helping you set up your ejection out to Eve. This is again all coming from the transfer window planner. And one of the things to notice is that there is an ejection inclination. In other words, when you leave Kerbin, you should be minus 5.42 degrees below the equator. Okay, there's two ways to handle that. One is to put yourself into an equatorial orbit, and on your ejection put in this much prograde, 1,497.8, and this much normal. That's to get the inclination right, negative 355.5 meters per second, for a total burn of 1,539 meters per second. And that will work just fine. Or what you can do is launch yourself into an orbit, a parking orbit already with this inclination, and then you can ignore the normal part. Now, to be honest, it doesn't save you too much. You still have to put in the prograde part, and if you look here, you're only saving maybe, well, what is it? 43 meters per second of delta V. It isn't a big deal, but for me, actually, this is pretty easy because I actually have got software to help me do all the launching right. And this will make more sense once we're in our parking orbit, so you're going to have to bear with me. But if I list all the programs that I've got, I have this launch time one here, this one here, launch time. So I'm going to run launch time. And then what it expects as a parameter is your ejection angle. If you don't know what ejection angle is, don't worry about it. It'll make sense in just a bit. 144.29. 144.29. And then hit go. And what it's giving me is 2 times for me to do the launch that will put me into the right plane for the orbit. So I got 0.19 and at 3.19. I'm hoping this will work. I did not test this, and it's been a long time since I've run this program, so I'm hoping I'm going to do this all right. So I'm going to go to 0.19 on this time here. It's at 5:30 right now. The big thing is to make sure I don't time warp too fast and blow right by. I find that so easy to do. 50. 4, 5, 6, 7. There's, okay, 0. Oh wait, what? I'm getting a time warp. Or why is this? Oh, this is this alarm. No biggie. I don't care. I don't need that. Oh, I should have kept that. Oh, shoot. I gotta write down a number. Oh shoot, I should have kept that alarm. Okay, we'll keep the alarm details going because I want all this stuff still. Okay, 0.19 minutes. That's what this is, a time in minutes. So I'm going to time warp to that. I'm so paranoid about going too far. 2, 3, 4, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, let's slow down. All right, and let's clear up our skies here. Okay. You can get it to show you the ejection angle. And here's our ejection angle. What this is saying is we want to put our maneuver node here and burn in this direction, but we want us to be burning towards the south at that time. So what that means is we need our orbit angled in this direction downwards. So I'm just thinking we need to have this up so it goes down. So we need to launch towards the south. This will make sense in a little bit. So what we need to do is to run our launch script into an inclined orbit of negative 5.42. It won't be able to do it that accurately. We're going to go for an 80-kilometer orbit. Okay. And there we go. We are off. I want to keep this open because I need these numbers, and I deleted the alarm, which was foolish of me. Okay, so we're going to go into an inclined orbit of negative 5.42 degrees. Let's go back to here, and this will hopefully make some sense. So I'm 90 degrees away from my ejection burn. You see that? That's why it wanted me to put in that ejection angle. So we're going into an orbit that's going to be inclined 5 degrees downwards. So this part will be up high. I think I did this right. Oh my gosh, now I have my doubts. We'll see when we put it in. If I screwed up, I screwed up. I might be trusting my software too much, but of course I'm the one who wrote my software. Pretty sure this is right. Okay, we are... Oh, I gotta be careful. Do I need to stage? I think I do. Yeah. I need to do the staging, because this is an old booster. It doesn't have any smart parts on it. Alright, we'll see how this goes. I should have probably planned this out a little bit, but I think I'm okay. Oh, just cut the thrust. Supposed to do that. Let's watch this here, yeah. Okay, let's... There we go here. Does that sort of make sense? When I look at this ejection angle, if we're angled this way, I think so. We'll find out. I gotta stop worrying about it now because I've kind of committed myself. But it's great that it can show you this ejection angle, so you know exactly where to put that maneuver node. And of course, we got to get ourselves into orbit first. That is job number 1. Getting lots of discussion about KOS. KOS is pretty fun. If you're into programming languages and you like KSP, I would definitely recommend it. And even if you're not into programming languages and would like to learn, I think it's actually a nice little avenue in to the art of programming. Just my only advice is if you're going to get started with KOS is to start small. Do small little programs just to maybe start a rocket. So, going to get the staging here. Yep. Start a rocket, or to, you know, I don't know, open up your antennas or something like that, rather than going straight into a big launch script, because this launch script is hundreds of lines long. And it's something I didn't write in one sitting. It's something I wrote over time, over a long period of time. And I keep adding on to it to this day. And if you are interested in any of these scripts, I do have a link to a GitHub on my Discord. And you can go there and you can download it and you can play around with them. Try and learn how they work. Would be my advice. Okay, can I do some time warping without blowing anything up? Looks like it. No, it's going to do some shaking and some shimming. I hate that. I wonder if it's this thing that's causing, if I take this and turn the gimbal limit down, can I now time warp without it? Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Don't do that. We'll just have to wait. Roy asked, do I have videos on KOS? Not directly, just me fooling around with it. There is a YouTuber by the name of Cheers Kevin that I think writes some excellent KOS tutorials, as well as Felipe de Sousa, who is in the chat right now, has actually written some excellent KOS tutorials, so you might want to check both of them out. Okay, we're now in space. About a minute, almost 2 minutes from our burn. This booster still has a ton of fuel in it, so that will be good for getting ourselves to Eve. We got a lot of extra fuel just in the booster. That'll be nice. And there we go. So this is again just to put us into our orbit, and then it's going to be the moment of truth. Will our ejection out to Eve be easy peasy, or did I mess this up? That is the question. But right now we are almost there. Okay, that is that. And program has ended, so we are in our orbit. Orbit looks good. Let's get out here. So according to this, we should be putting our ejection burn right here. No, I'm confident I did this right now that I'm doing it. And the amount of prograde should be very close to 1,498. So I'm just going to flat out type 1,498 as my magnetic fields come on because I'm using the numpad. Okay, so there's our ejection roaring out. And how did we do? Let's set Eve as a target. Oops. Why are we not seeing too much? Now it should be, this is not again an optimal transfer. We're overcooking it, but we should be seeing Eve around here somewhere. I'm a little bit, did I kick? I did put Eve as a target. Okay, let's see if we can play around with our burn a little bit. It's at the right time, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. Pretty darn close anyway. Okay, let's get out here. Let's see how close. Let's play with the timing first. I'm just not seeing any of those encounter indicators, which is really bothering me. A bit more. A little bit less. Are we crossing the right plane? Oh, now I'm sort of worried I didn't do this right. Now I am kind of worried I'm going to have to put some normal in here. I think I'm missing by just a little bit. Let's put in, let's go back to the 1,000, what was it? 1,498. There we go. Put that back. Get that right back onto where the ejection angle says it's supposed to be. Pretty darn close. Okay. I think I'm coming just a little bit towards the south. Probably because my inclination's not super accurate. 5.4 degrees. I'm not going to get it any more accurate than that. But I can see here. See how it's coming towards the south? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit. Well, probably around here would be the best place to do a correction. That's a long way ahead. So maneuver number 2, we're going to come up just, shouldn't be much. There it is. They're not far off. A little bit of a correction. Okay. Okay, now we're going to go to maneuver number 1. We're going to look at this. Let's start playing with the timing first. That's making it closer. There it is. Well, it was there. Okay, let's focus in on Eve. So it's going to require a little bit of a correction. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Trying to get just that timing just about right. So where is our maneuver? Shoot. You know, I think I'm going to live with the burn. I'm going to live with it the way it is. I'm going to fix it with the corrections. So let's just do this burn. There's burns coming up in 14 minutes. What's the thrust to weight on this bottom stage? 3.95. Don't like that. So we're going to go... Well, that's the gimbal limit. That should be good. A little higher. There we go. All right, going to put this onto the normal vector. Then this is just for the solar panels, even though the solar panels are a long way off. And actually, I don't think I need this anymore, and I don't think I need alarm clock anymore. And actually, I'm going to do this burn without using KOS too. So let's just get to it. Back in the sunshine. On our way to Eve. So we're going to use what's left in this stage. There's still 528 meters per second left in the stage. So might as well make use of that. And then we'll be on to the probe bit of this. Get rid of the contract window here too. Don't need to be staring at that. All right, what do we got? 25 seconds to the burn. Okay, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. We are off, hopefully on our way to both Eve and Gilly, barring any unforeseen circumstances. Okay, gotta get ready to make this stage. And the reason why, I do have a KOS script for executing maneuvers, but it can't handle the staging. I've not figured that part out yet. So I'm just going to do it. There we go. Now we're on to the little Spark engine to do the rest of this. Yeah, I'm thinking that just a slight imperfection in my inclination was probably all that was causing that, being, you know, by the time you get out to Eve, it turns into a big difference. And that was enough to sort of just miss Eve a little bit. But we'll do a little bit of a correction. Oh, that camera change indicates that we're on our way out of Kerbin's SOI. I believe this is the first probe in this series to do that. I have really been putting way too much focus on the moon and not really thinking about much else. Okay, I'm just reducing throttle because getting close to the end of this. And we're just going to cut it. That's good. Cut it there. We'll deal with the rest of this in form of a correction. And I'm seeing in the comments Benjamin saying, and I think this is in reference to me having trouble with my staging during the maneuver executor. And it says, if available thrust equals 9, I think you said stage. Or, and I don't have an issue with actually recognizing when you need to stage. The complication comes into calculating how much time will the burn take, which factors into when you need to start the burn. That's the complication. And I found the staging in KSP to be silly complicated. And so, yeah. That's where the complication comes in. So it's not so much knowing when it's not so much knowing when you have to stage, but how long to do the burn for, taking into account the fact that you're staging. Okay, where is that maneuver? There it is. Okay. So now we've got to tweak this to hit Eve. So first thing I want to do is play with the timing of this. Try to find the most efficient place to do this. So what happens if I jump ahead 5,000 seconds? That's worse. So that's making it better as I go this way. So it should be doing the burn earlier. That's making a big difference. Maybe I'll grab this by, so sketchy doing the grab by that. I think that's getting it past it. Let's see here. Now if I do less, which way is this? Is this mostly, this is mostly normal. So what happens if I take off some of this normalness? Wouldn't mind reducing the amount of this burn. Yeah, it's pretty good. And then radially that other way. And actually what I'd love to do with this is actually the tougher target's going to be Gilly. So let's shift our target to Gilly. I wouldn't mind trying to, shoot, I lost the maneuver. There it is. Wouldn't mind trying right now to hit Gilly with this maneuver. So, oh, I can see. Let's really turn this down a bit. I should be able to technically sweep through here and get me, if I come up a bit. wouldn't mind knowing around where Gilly is by the time we get here. I am not seeing Gilly. No, we just went right through there. Go back the other way. Are we gonna get... Oh. Gilly is such a flaky target to begin with. That, because it's so small, and it's gravity well, its SOI is so tiny, that it gets flaky just trying to hit it. So I'm just bringing this up so that it's intersecting round there. Okay. And a little bit this way, a little bit the other way. Come on. Oh, you really want to. Come on. That is so close to hitting. A little this way, a little the other way. Boy, turn this even down further. Okay. I saw it there for a second. Let's focus our view on Gilly. I'll never burn this precisely anyway, but I want to hit Gilly from out here using the main probe, and then we can separate and direct the other probe towards Eve, because hitting Eve will be easier. That's my rationale behind that decision. Whether that's a sound rationale or not, I don't know. That is smacking Gilly. That is smacking Gilly right in the... right where it counts. These are the tiniest of adjustments. Wow. Okay, I'm living with that. There we go. So this is a maneuver coming up in 111 days. So what I want to do first, though, before we do that, is get ourselves away from Kerbin into the sun's sphere of influence, because we have, I think, a fair amount of science to collect. There we go. Okay, so what I want to do is time warp on out of here. Let's get back to our view around Kerbin. Oh, we don't need... Uh-oh. I think this might be perma here now. Oh, boy. If I turn this and... Ah! Good. I can do it with the Moho one. Oh, no. Okay. Whatever. We're on our way now. I was worried there for a second. Was that the ejection angle for Moho? That would be kind of funny. Okay, let's time warp out to here. So say goodbye to Kerbin. Already whizzing away. There's the moon. There's Mid-Miss really small. Okay, let's just get out of the SOI here. Okay, and we are collecting stuff. We are collecting a temperature scan and a radiation scan. And in fact, I think we've already... Oh, the telemetry report's already on its way out of here. And I think the light experiment, I don't think works with the sun. I think it goes someplace. So is this transmitting? I'm assuming it is. It's collecting and transmitting. Are we still collecting? I think it's already did it. Radiation scan. Radiation scan is running. It's going to take 7 minutes. Oh, and the temperature scan is still going. Okay, so what we'll do... Well, let's get to the maneuver. Where's the sun? There we go. I think we can just get to this. So we're going to time warp 110 days. Here we go. Transmit that stuff away. Are you really going to time warp only this slowly? Oh, we got... Oh, alarm clock stopping this for us. That is, Valentina is now cleared for space travel. Okay, let's get going. Now we're at full time warp. A seismic scan around Kerbin shores has been completed. A radiation scan around the... Oh, we have a solar storm just happened. I didn't even notice that. Usually it gives you some sort of notification. Maybe I missed it. Whipping by the sun. How's our signal holding up? Our signal's doing very well. All right, we are very close to our burn. So let's open up this. Says here this is a 14-second burn, so we'll just run it. Run Xman script. Oh, and I just realized something. Shoot. Okay. We'll let this run. I have set this up oh so carefully, and then I'm going to decouple this probe. And the force of the decoupler, because I forgot to turn it down, is going to fire this thing off and mess it all up. Okay. Oh, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Okay, we are almost at the burn. I should really, just 30 seconds. Let's time warp a little bit more. I should have turned the force of this decoupler right down to 0. We'll fix it. It should be okay. Okay. 1 and go. It will not do this burn 100% precisely anyway. Let's take this out. Oh, wait, we can't. We'll look at Gilly once this is done. Alright. That is done. Still 541 meters. We got so much fuel. It's not going to be a problem. Okay, burn's complete. Program is ended. Let's check to see how we're doing here. So let's focus our view on... Oh, we are on Gilly right now. Hey, that ain't bad. Honestly, for that precision of that burn. Now, what I want... This will give me an indication of... Add a maneuver. I know that I got to do a correction. I might as well see if I can get the decoupler to... Well, let's face it, the decoupler will probably overdo this. That just knocks it right out. Let's turn this right down to nothing. So I want to come that way and that way. So let's point our craft. Well, of course our signal is strong. We got 4 antennas here. Just noticing that. Okay, where's that maneuver node? You know, I think the act of moving it around is actually messing up the maneuver node. Oh, come on. Which is this? It is between positive radial and anti-normal. Positive radial is this way? Nope, it's this way. The problem is the maneuver is so small. Why am I all of a sudden not... There it goes. Okay, I'm just going to put it here. I'm going to say, screw it. We're going to detach. This is going to get all messed up right here anyway. So let's detach this. Decouple. Boom. Okay. That one's off. We'll get back to you in a little second. But how far off now? Whoops. Is... Yeah, see, now we're way out. Wow. That really messed it up. Okay, let's... Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Stop it. I meant to delete. Ah! I meant to delete the node and instead I started time warp. Okay, I gotta fix this trajectory. So we're gonna put a maneuver right here. Oh, I should have turned that decoupler down to nothing and instead I didn't and I'm a doofus. Okay, so let's bring the node really close by. We'll jack up the time here. What's going on? The node is in the past. Node's even more in the past. I gotta fix this. Okay, now that... Okay, there we go. Spent all that time fixing it, and now it got all messed up again. So, all because I'm a doofus. Let's bring that back to Gilly. Gotta come down. Trying to get that path across Gilly, and then we should be able to... Oh, come on, where was Gilly? We had a Gilly intercept at one point, and we've lost it. Okay, I think I'm on the wrong side of the orbit. Oh my gosh. There we go, getting close. Okay, so it's not as far off as I thought it was. Nope, other way. Let's turn the scale down. There we go, okay. Let's get in here and hit Gilly again. Good enough. Okay, so all I'm going to do, I'm not going to wait for this burn to come. I'm going to put it onto that maneuver node. It's only a 1.3 meter per second burn, so that should be good. I'm going to turn this thrust down to almost nothing. Here. 0.5. Okay. Oh, it needs to be more than that. I'm sorry. That made this burn 43 seconds long. Okay. All right, so we're just going to burn in this direction until we hit Gilly. This should do it, so it shouldn't be much. Well, oh, how about we engage that engine? Activate the engine. Okay. Here we go. Bring this down. We're going to hit Gilly. Gonna hit Gilly. Don't make me a liar. Here it comes. And that's a hit. Okay, calling it. That's good. That is good. So this thing is now on a trajectory to hit Gilly. Still has 214 meters per second left in it, so it's not like it's starving. Okay. Oh, I got it upside down. That's okay. And actually, I think... Oh, no. These experiments are all ready to go. So let's open up alarm clock. And we're going to add an alarm for crossing into Eve's sphere of influence. That's going to happen in 94, almost 95 days. Now, am I still close to the other one? I am not. Let's find our other probe and direct it to Eve. So a little bit of finagling going on here, but... Oh, which one's this one called? This one should really be called now. Let's rename this. This is called the Gilly one. Say accept. You know what? I should be able to get this way. There, Eve 1 probe. That's got to be it. Switch to you. Go. Quick save. No, we quick save when we do plane landings. I'm not going to quick save while we're doing this kind of stuff. All right, so we're going to rename this one the Eve one, and that'll may know which one's which, and it'll be easier for us to switch back and forth between them. Now the Eve one needs to hit Eve. So we're going to come focus our view on Eve. I'm in here. We're going to make Eve our target. And now what we need to do is bring this trajectory and smack Eve, but that should be a lot easier than hitting Gilly. Because Eve is a much, much bigger target. Where is... Oh, we need to make a maneuver node. Let's add a maneuver. And this maneuver is in 3 days and 3 hours. So I'm just going to adjust the time so that it is just in front of us. Oh, I went a little too far. That's good. And now we're just going to adjust this. Oh, that was a lot there. Back a bit. Normal down. Almost there. Oh, that's too much. Back. Scale that down. There we go. There's our Eve hit. Let's bullseye it a little bit better. Bullseye. Oh, very close. More bullseye. More bullseye-ish. Okay, that is good. All right, all we got to do is make that burn. And I think, if I am not mistaken, that I do have the KOS core is on this one, I believe. It is. So we should be able to simply run this program. Run my X-Man script. Oh, wait, how long's the burn? Burn's just 1 second. Let's slow down a little bit. Let's reduce our thrust. I want the burn to be longer. The longer the burn, the more accurate it seems to do this. Okay, run the X-Man script. There we go. Putting it on the node. And who's going to get to Eve and Gilly first? Who's going to find their target first? That's the question. Time warp here a little bit. Get closer to the burn. All right. 12 seconds from the burn. And this script should be able to handle this without a problem. Hitting Gilly. Well, actually, the other probe didn't have a KOS core on it. I didn't put the core. I only put the core on this one. So that's why I did the other one by hand. This one has the KOS core, plus it has a much bigger target. Much, much easier to hit. So we are going to leave this to automation. Oh my gosh, this thing still has 740 meters per second at delta V. I think I over budgeted. All right, program has ended. This should be it. Oh, close that. Get rid of the maneuver. Let's put you onto a normal vector for your solar panels. And let's just verify that we are hitting Eve. We are. Okay, let's set up an alarm to hit Eve. And who's there first? Oh, I don't know which one's which. Shoot. It's because I set up... Oh, shoot. Oh, well, whatever. They're both called the Eve 1, so I don't know which ones. I think the... Okay. Let's delete both of them. We'll redo this. Add on a maneuver. This one's the Eve 1. It's getting there in 62 days. I think the other one's getting there first. We also want to start the experiments on this one. I didn't start these in the VAB because it doesn't let you start 2 sets of the experiments. So we want to make sure, are all our experiments running? There they all are. They are all waiting, ready to go. Good. Okay, now we should be able to just very quickly switch to the Gilly 1. This is why it's nice to give them different names. We can switch back and forth. And let's add one more alarm here. Oh, no! The other one. Okay, the Eve 1's going to get there first. All right, at least now it's straightened out which one's which. So let's jump back. Jump back to the other ship. Jumping back and forth. Oh, there's no way Fly Navy saying you're coming in at full speed with a delicate probe. Good luck hitting the ground. Do you think it won't count as an impactor if I don't hit the ground? Fly Navy might have a point. We might be doing a lot of retrograde. I didn't even think about that. I thought just even hitting the atmosphere would be good enough. Well, we're going to find out. Where's the sun here? Okay, let's start time warping. The 50 more days to go. Gotta find. Eve's going to be coming at us at some point. Oh, more science from the moon still coming at us. Okay, where are you, Eve? We should be seeing you now. There it is. There's Eve right there. Of course, the other one's less than an hour from its cross of the Eve's SOI. Okay. Close that. All right. We got a minute to go before it's SOI, so let's just do that real quick. But you're right. I might be doing some major retrograde burning, though I won't be able to cut off that much speed. It has to count this as an impact, wouldn't it? Oh, now you got me worried. Now you got me worried. Okay, so this thing should be collecting all kinds of science now in Eve's SOI. It is on its way to Eve. Let's set up an alarm. Time to atmosphere. Oh, what do you mean it's giving me 0? Flat out doesn't like what's happening here. Of course, this isn't going to be our trajectory. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's add an alarm. Let's switch this to periapsis. Time to periapsis is 5 hours, so we're about 5 hours from here. Yeah, that seems about right. Let's take off 20 minutes from that, just to be safe. I'm noticing Kerbal Engineer is not giving me time to atmosphere, probably because we're going to be hitting it so fast. It's probably getting within the rounding errors. But, well, we'll see what happens there. Okay, let's get to the Gilly one. Cross it into the E sphere of influence. You got me worried now. This isn't going to count as an impact, but blowing up in the atmosphere should count as an impact as far as I'm concerned. But now you really got me worried. Because E's atmosphere is so thick that actually it would be a delicate balance between impacting and landing, because you would slow down so much even without... now you really got me worried. Holy science coming in from Eve. That's awesome. Okay, we're about to cross... Okay, that's the alarm. I think we still got a minute before we're there. Well, this thing might not be doing much sciencing because the Eve one, I think, stole all its thunder. But it is on its way to Gilly. And it's still hitting, right? I'm not convinced it is. Is it still hitting? Focus on Gilly. Yeah, it's still hitting, so we're going to set up an alarm for Gilly's SOI. Okay, we're going to be hitting Eve before we get to Gilly. I actually prefer that. So let's jump to this ship. All right. Oh, I am worried. Well, I mean, our relative velocity with Eve is 4,000 meters per second, and we only have 740 meters per second left, and we're still falling towards it, so this speed is going to pick up. Our ability to cancel out our impact speed is pretty much 0. We never really thought about that. Or at least I didn't really think about that. Okay, here we go. What I'm going to do... This thing has 234 meters or seconds of burn time, so that's about 4 minutes. So about 4 minutes before this alarm, I'm going to... Actually, no, let's go straight to the alarm. I'm going to burn for 4 minutes before we enter the atmosphere to slow myself down as much as I can, but we're still going to be hitting the atmosphere at thousands of meters per second. There's no kind of way around that. Look at Eve, the great big purple ball. Still time to atmosphere is all messed up because we're coming in way too fast. Okay. Okay, time to periapsis is 19 minutes. That gives us a pretty good idea. So let's go to, I don't know, about 10 minutes to periapsis. And then we'll start burning. Oh, maybe a little closer. So let's get up that contract too. See if this contract goes for us. Oh, we also will be collecting data once we're near space about Eve, but that won't be... We won't be in near space for very long. Okay, 8 minutes to periapsis. We're still pretty high. 6 minutes to periapsis. I'll start burning at 5 minutes to periapsis. How about that? Oh, wait a second. I just realized something. This thrust limiter is like nothing. There we go. Okay, just have to start burning 30 seconds before we hit the atmosphere. That's easier. Forgot how low the thrust thing was. What's the atmospheric height of Eve? It's something like 90 kilometers, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, what's my time? It's 3 minutes. It'll take 30 seconds to burn away all our fuel. Let's get a little closer. We're going to try and slow ourselves down what we can, but given that we're going almost 5.5 kilometers per second, our ability to slow down is pretty limited. I'm hoping blowing up in the atmosphere counts. That's all I say. Okay, we're 500 kilometers above the surface. How long? 2 minutes from periapsis, which is around the center of the planet. Low space is 140 kilometers. Atmosphere is 90 kilometers. Thank you. Thank you in the chat. Oh, there we go. We just crossed into that low space at 400 kilometers. I'm thinking of going retrograde and burning this on. We're going down fast. Okay, here we go. And said full thrust. We're not going to knock off much of this speed. We'll still be about 5 kilometers per second, but it doesn't hurt. And this will increase the amount of time we're in near space, too, by a little bit. Maybe that'll help us transmit even a little bit more science would be good. Yeah, 8 seconds, 7 seconds of fuel left. I think I timed this out all right. 4 seconds of fuel left. 3 seconds of 2, 1. Done. Okay, now it's just falling. Now it's just the fireworks show. Just we are in the atmosphere, and oh, this is not going to take long. Boom. Okay, now did that count as an... Did that really not count as an impact? Close that. I don't think it counted as an impact. I think I actually have to get down to the bottom. Oh my gosh. That's really hard. Okay. Oh, I hate you, game. Alright, I guess we're going to be thinking about Duna too. But at least we got some science off. Let's jump to our Gilly. Gilly will be easier. So it did not count that as an impact. You actually have to get down to the surface. They're making our lives harder and harder. That's not fair. Not fair. I didn't even think about that. Okay, Gilly's somewhere around here. Let's start time warping towards Gilly. Alright, so we've done 2 attempts at impact so far, trying to do this, and we've gotten none of them. Okay, where's Gilly? There's Gilly. In all its potato-y goodness. Okay, we don't need alarm clock anymore. At least this will be an impact. At least this will be an impact. Alright, I guess we'll be going to Moho sometime. Okay, I'm waiting for... We're still not in Gilly. There it is. So we're now in Gilly's SOI. Oh, we're going to be hitting Gilly very soon. 20 seconds to periapsis. So we're not going to get much of this away, but this is at least got to count for an impact. We're hitting it at 4.4 kilometers per second, so we're going to make ourselves a little crater here. Oh my gosh, this is happening fast. Boom. There! Hooray! Something went green. Oh, okay, so that's 1 for 3 in my attempts to impact. That finally got something to go green here. Alright. Okay, be that way. I don't care. Obviously, I should have gone for Duna. You stinker. Anyway, I think with that, I am going to be drawing this stream to a close. I am sorry that I was only 1 for 3 so far in my impacts towards satisfying this contract, but hey, here's the upside for you guys. This forces me to go to more places. So I do have a Moho window. Whoops, close that. Moho window coming up in 31 days. We also have to go someplace else. I think in Duna is probably the likely target. So Eve, frankly, I think Eve's, I don't know. I'm not even gonna worry about that. So we'll go to Moho and we'll go to, you know, maybe not Duna, maybe Ike. Let's just stick with places that don't have atmospheres, and then I don't have to worry about it. But that's all going to have to be for Thursday. So in the meantime, thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you everybody who's watching this at a later time, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.